In Western astrology, Vesta is one of the four major asteroids, along with Ceres, Pallas, and Juno, that are considered significant in a birth chart. Named after the Roman goddess of the hearth and home, Vesta symbolizes themes of devotion, focus, and sacred service. In Roman mythology, Vesta was associated with the eternal flame and the inner sanctum of both the home and the temple, representing purity, spiritual dedication, and guardianship of what is sacred. Essence of Vesta in astrology. 1. Sacred fire and devotion. Vesta represents the inner flame, the passion or cause that drives us. It's associated with how we dedicate ourselves to something greater, whether that be a career, a spiritual practice, or personal commitments. 2. Focus and commitment. The placement of Vesta in a birth chart indicates where and how we focus our energy, what we are willing to devote time and effort to. It shows where we are capable of intense concentration and where we can cultivate mastery or excellence. 3. Spiritual purity. Vesta also carries themes of sacred purity, not necessarily in a sexual sense, but in the ability to maintain clarity of purpose. It can symbolize celibacy or chastity for some, but more broadly, it relates to a focused dedication that is untainted by distractions. 4. Self-sufficiency and independence. Vesta's energy is self-contained and often associated with periods of solitude or retreat. It encourages an inward journey where one's inner light is tended without the need for external validation or attention. Healing and transformation. As a goddess tied to the hearth, Vesta is also connected to personal and spiritual healing. The flame is not only about devotion, but also about renewal and transformation, especially when it comes to maintaining boundaries and protecting one's inner space. Meanings of Vesta in a birth chart? In the houses. Vesta's placement in the natal chart by house shows the area of life where one is most likely to demonstrate focus, dedication, and perhaps some sacrifice. For example, Vesta in the 6th house might indicate a dedication to work or health, while in the 12th house, it could reflect a devotion to spirituality or a hidden cause. In the signs, the sign that Vesta is in can color how you express devotion and focus. For example, Vesta in Aries may devote energy to pioneering or leading a cause, while Vesta in Pisces may express through compassion, healing, or creative pursuits. Aspects. The aspects that Vesta makes to other planets can reveal how your devotion and sense of sacred duty interact with other areas of your life. A harmonious aspect to Venus might show devotion to love and beauty, while a challenging aspect to Mars could indicate difficulties in balancing personal desires with devotion to a cause. Keywords for Vesta: devotion, focus, sacred purpose, spiritual service, self-sufficiency, inner flame, purity, healing. In summary, Vesta in astrology speaks to what we hold sacred, how we channel our focus and dedication, and where we may find healing through solitude or spiritual service. It represents the fire within, which must be carefully tended to illuminate and guide one's journey. Vesta, the sacred flame in the 9th and 10th house. Vesta in the 9th house, tending the sacred flame of belief and knowledge. The 9th house is the domain of higher learning, philosophy, travel, and exploration of beliefs. It governs your quest for truth and understanding, whether through academic studies, spiritual practices, or worldly experiences. When Vesta resides in the 9th house, her sacred flame is dedicated to seeking knowledge, expanding your horizons, and living in alignment with a higher purpose or belief system. Key themes. 1. Devotion to higher learning and wisdom. With Vesta in the 9th house, you are likely to approach the pursuit of knowledge as a sacred task. You may feel deeply devoted to studying philosophy, religion, or any field that broadens your understanding of the world and your place in it. Whether through formal education or personal exploration, you seek wisdom that resonates with your inner truth. 2. Sacred journey of exploration. Travel, both physical and mental, becomes a way for you to connect with your inner flame. Vesta in the 9th house indicates a deep dedication to exploring new cultures, philosophies, and spiritual traditions. These experiences are not merely for pleasure, they hold meaning and provide opportunities for growth, learning, and transformation. 3. Commitment to a higher purpose. Vesta in this house can ignite a devotion to living according to your beliefs and higher principles. You may feel strongly about aligning your life with a particular philosophy, spiritual path, or vision of truth. This often leads to a life that is centered on ideals or causes that feel sacred to you, whether they are religious, academic, or personal. 4. Teaching and sharing knowledge. There may also be a desire to share the knowledge you've gained with others. Vesta's presence in the 9th house often indicates a calling to teach, mentor, or guide others in their own search for truth. You feel a sense of purpose when passing on wisdom, and you approach this role with dedication and focus. Challenges. Overzealousness in beliefs. While your commitment to your beliefs is admirable, there's a risk of becoming overly rigid or dogmatic. You may struggle to accept differing viewpoints or feel the need to convince others of your truth, which can lead to conflict or frustration when others do not share your perspective. Restlessness in the search for truth. With Vesta's sacred flame burning in the house of exploration, you may feel restless or dissatisfied, constantly seeking more knowledge or a deeper understanding. This can create a sense of never fully arriving at a place of contentment or certainty. Vesta in the 10th house, tending the sacred flame of career and public life. The 10th house governs career, reputation, and your public role in the world. It represents your ambitions, the way you contribute to society, and the legacy you wish to leave behind. When Vesta is in the 10th house, her sacred flame is dedicated to your professional life, driving you to pursue your career with focus, integrity, and a sense of purpose. Key themes. 1. Devotion to career and ambition. Vesta in the 10th house indicates a strong commitment to your career or public role. You are likely to approach your professional life with a sense of dedication, treating your work as something that holds deep meaning. You may feel called to a career that aligns with your values or serves a greater good, and you are willing to put in the necessary effort to achieve success. 2. Purpose-driven professional life. Your career is not just about financial stability or status. It's about fulfilling a sense of purpose. Vesta's influence encourages you to choose a path that allows you to express your higher ideals or contribute meaningfully to society. You are likely drawn to roles that allow you to serve, lead, or make a difference, and you approach these roles with a sacred sense of responsibility. 3. Focus on reputation and integrity. With Vesta in this house, you may be deeply concerned with maintaining a reputation for integrity and dedication. You hold yourself to high standards in your professional life and expect the same from those you work with. There is often a sense that your public role is something sacred, and you approach it with seriousness and commitment. 4. Long-term dedication to goals. Vesta's placement in the 10th house often signifies a long-term focus on achieving your goals. You are likely to be patient and disciplined, working steadily toward your ambitions over time. This gives you the stamina to pursue your career with unwavering dedication, even in the face of challenges or setbacks. Challenges. Workaholism and burnout. With Vesta's energy focused so intensely on career, there is a risk of overworking or becoming too absorbed in professional responsibilities. You may feel a constant pressure to achieve and sacrifice personal time or relationships for the sake of your career, which can lead to burnout or a sense of imbalance. Fear of failure or public judgment. Vesta's sacred flame in the 10th house can make you particularly sensitive to public perception or failure in your professional life. You may fear not living up to your own high standards or worry about how others perceive your success, which can create stress or anxiety about your career progress. Vesta, the sacred flame in the 11th and 12th house. Vesta in the 11th house, tending the sacred flame of community and ideals. The 11th house governs friendships, social groups, and collective ideals. It represents your hopes, dreams, and the broader communities you are part of. When Vesta resides in the 11th house, her sacred flame burns for the causes and communities you deeply believe in, inspiring a strong devotion to collective goals, ideals, and friendships that align with your higher purpose. Key themes. 1. Devotion to causes and ideals. With Vesta in the 11th house, you feel deeply committed to the collective ideals or social causes that resonate with your beliefs. Whether it's humanitarian work, activism, or advancing a progressive vision, you view your involvement in groups or movements as a sacred calling. You're likely to be a dedicated participant or leader in organizations that aim to make the world a better place. 2. Sacred connections with friends and community. Friendships and social groups are seen as sacred bonds with shared purpose. You may feel a deep sense of responsibility to your friends or your community, often going out of your way to support and serve them. You approach your social life with intention, seeking relationships that are meaningful and aligned with your ideals. 3. Commitment to collective growth. Vesta's presence here can make you deeply invested in the growth and success of the collective. You may focus on helping others realize their potential within the context of a group or community. Whether through mentorship, organizing, or advocacy, you are dedicated to contributing to the success of the collective, often sacrificing personal gain for the greater good. 4. Innovative and visionary thinking. You likely approach life with a futuristic mindset, constantly thinking about how to improve society or bring about positive change. Vesta in the 11th house encourages a focus on long-term visions and innovations, allowing you to bring a sense of sacred purpose to your dreams of a better future. Challenges. Sacrificing personal needs for the collective. While your dedication to groups and causes is admirable, there's a risk of losing yourself in the collective. You may sacrifice your personal desires or needs in favor of serving the group, leading to feelings of burnout or a lack of personal fulfillment. Struggles with belonging. You may find it difficult to connect with groups that don't share your higher ideals, which can make you feel isolated or out of place in more casual social settings. This sense of needing deep alignment with your community can sometimes make it hard to find or maintain friendships. Vesta in the 12th house, tending the sacred flame of the subconscious and spirituality. The 12th house is the realm of the subconscious, spirituality, hidden truths, and the mystical. It represents the inner, often unseen aspects of life, dreams, fears, and the connection to the divine or universal energy. With Vesta in the 12th house, her sacred flame illuminates the depths of your spiritual life, encouraging introspection, healing, and a devotion to the mystical or unseen realms. Key themes. 1. Sacred devotion to spiritual growth. Vesta in the 12th house indicates a deep, often private commitment to spiritual development. You may feel a strong pull toward meditation, introspection, or other spiritual practices that help you connect with the divine or your inner self. This placement emphasizes a quiet, inner devotion to the mystical and the unknown. 2. Healing through solitude. Solitude and retreat are important for you, as this is where you can focus on your personal healing and spiritual development. You may feel that your time alone is sacred, providing you with the space to recharge and reconnect with your inner flame. This placement encourages reflection and withdrawal from the outer world to tend to your spiritual needs. 3. Compassionate service to the unseen or underserved. Vesta in the 12th house often inspires a quiet dedication to helping those who are forgotten or marginalized. You may feel called to serve in areas where others shy away, whether it's working with the vulnerable, the spiritually lost, or those in need of healing. This can manifest in both personal compassion and professional roles in healing or caregiving. 4. Exploring mystical and hidden realms. The 12th house governs the mystical, unseen aspects of life, and Vesta's presence here may lead you to explore deeper spiritual truths. You could be drawn to esoteric studies, dream work, or exploring your subconscious mind, all with a sense of sacred focus. You treat these inner journeys as an essential part of your personal and spiritual growth. Isolation or over-retreating. While solitude is important for your growth, there's a risk of becoming too isolated or retreating too much from the outer world. You may feel overwhelmed by the intensity of your inner life and, as a result, withdraw from relationships or responsibilities in the external world. Fear of the unknown or subconscious. With Vesta's sacred flame burning in the house of the unknown, you may feel both drawn to and fearful of exploring the deeper aspects of your subconscious. There can be a tendency to avoid facing difficult inner truths or past traumas, even though they hold the key to your healing and growth.